Hello everybody and welcome to another Dev Corner. My name is Tom, Community Manager for Battlefield, and today we are playing the Arkangel Directive mid-season event and the limited time control game mode. And with me are Rachel, Martin and Ronak. Welcome everybody.
Thanks for having
Glad
us.
to be here.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. Excited.
Excited? Solid.
Yeah, it's
Good. How are you feeling about the Swedish summer?
Not
Today
feeling
was
it.
Warm, at least.
Too hot.
Today was nice. Too hot for you, yeah, for you as well. So before we dive in about what we're playing today, let's start with a quick intro about who you are and what you do with DICE. Rachel, let's start with you and then just go.
My name's Rachel and I do VFX. So I've been working on stuff like muzzle flashes, explosions, and some shader stuff like the weapon scopes and the thermal sights and stuff like that.
So when we blow shit up, you make that look awesome.
Yep.
That is pretty cool. What about you, Martin?
Yeah, I'm Martin. I'm a design director on 2042, working with maps and modes primarily. Been doing that since the start of this year, so it's pretty new. But I have worked at DICE since 20 years ago. So
only for a short
story.
period.
Yeah. This latest role is a thing. But
well, we have to dive into that at some point. Like 20 years, that's quite a long story.
Right. Hi, I'm Ronak, game mode designer. I'm here today representing Afshin, who is the other game mode designer who has appeared in the podcast before. I've been around for about 2 years now, and I guess you saw me here last time talking about Shutdown.
Yes, so we've got both of you as podcast veterans as well on our Inside Battlefield podcast. And Rachel, this is your first time appearing on the stream.
Yep.
So
That's correct.
exciting, or?
Yay.
maybe a little bit
Same
nervous.
for me on the stream, though.
Oh yes, yes, you are the first time on the stream as well. So before we start playing, Martin, can you maybe give a quick recap of the Arkangel Directive event?
Yeah. So it's the themed event that starts today, July 11th, runs for 2 weeks, so up until July 25th. In the event, we have a brand new game mode called Control, which we're going to be playing today. And in Control, you're playing for the Arkangel Corporation, which is this neutral entity in the world of 2042. It's working with the different, both sides basically, and they're developing high tech such as AI and robotics to help humanity. And your mission in the mode is basically to control these satellite uplinks to get telemetry data from the Ascension network, satellite network. So
got to get that data.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we'll start playing Control shortly. Rachel, can you already click on the control thingy?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes, and no, we don't have to play just yet. Like, folks, as you're used to, you can earn obviously special rewards during the event. So if you play Control, just get your ribbons like you normally would during any Battlefield match, and that's how you unlock the rewards. We also have some store bundles, which we can show if you enjoy those. Can we go to the store, Rachel?
Yeah, of course.
So we have two bundles for this event. So the Arkangel bundle, we can click and just quickly scroll through the skins as well. I think the Blasco skin is pretty cool on the top left.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, which I think we have equipped and we are starting to play with. So those are available as well during the event if that's something you enjoy. And how do we feel about getting into some gameplay now?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's play.
So ready.
Boom. So yeah, in case you missed it, we had Afshin and Martin on the podcast. It went live yesterday, actually. So we recorded a while ago, but if you would like to listen to an overview of Control as a game mode and how we put that together and the entire event as well, you can listen to the podcast. It's available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. It's pretty fun. And we did that for you as well. We're not on the shutdown for Leviathan Rising. It was fun as well.
It was a good cookie.
It was a good cookie.
It was a really good cookie.
Cookies of the week. Yeah. We could. I think we did it live on stream once where we had a cookie.
I don't want to be seen eating on it. Good.
It probably
Good.
did, yeah.
So we could say that Control is on Reclaimed, Orbital, and Valparaiso.
That's correct. And we are playing Reclaimed first.
Yes.
That's the Season 5 map for anybody joining in for the first time.
Reclaimed by nature. Shout out to, was it Battlefield 4? The
Zavod?
Zavod.
Yeah,
Yes.
spiritual sequel. Yeah.
The name eluded me for a second there.
It happened.
And I was like, yeah.
It's all right.
So now that we're immediately diving in, so Rachel is gonna show us her absolute best gameplay, but Ronak, maybe you can start with just a recap of the mode as well while we're playing it, how the mode works,
Okay.
and then later during the gameplay we can actually also talk about what is actually happening on the screen. So let's just,
Yeah, we'd love
start
to.
with a little recap.
Sure. So, Control, as you can see in front of you, is a point capture, large-scale sandbox game mode. So those three things, point capture essentially meaning that the game mode objective is about staying inside of a capture volume and taking over a point. Having ownership of it is what gets you score. It's large scale, so right now it's 48 players, that's 24 versus 24, with sandbox gameplay, which is usually meant to imply that all of the tools of Battlefield are at your disposal. It's a large map, it's a non-linear setting, so you're playing through quite a few objectives over the course of one round. That's the high level of it. Once we get into a little bit more details, something exciting about Control is that each objective itself is limited in scope. That means, unlike Conquest, where your objective might be open for the whole game and it keeps swapping hands between each team, in this one specifically, each objective has about 100 points in the beginning, and in the last phase, 700 points, which I'll get to in a moment. Once you capture an objective, you actually start taking points from it, which adds points to your team's score. Once you take all of the points from an objective, the objective itself is removed from the game, and you start moving into the next ones. So the game starts out, like I was saying, with the large sandbox, and it over time gets more and more linear. It pushes people closer and closer together. The next thing that I think is even more exciting is ascension points, which is the other mechanic. As you keep playing over the course of many XP events, and as you kill people, destroy vehicles, take objectives, you earn ascension points that are given to you by Arkangel. You spend those ascension points to get vehicles, which of course is new and unique to this game mode. As you spend those points, you can either spend them early, so you collect a few, you get one of the smaller vehicles, or you save them up for later for a bigger impact, a more punchy vehicle to use on the objectives. The third unique mechanic in the game mode actually is phases, and that's the last thing I'm going to talk about for this. How it works right now, you're in phase 1, so you see A1, A2, A3, and A4. Once all objectives lose all of their points, if you're especially eagle-eyed, you're wondering what happens. That's when you transition to the second phase, where you get 3 objectives for B, eventually the third phase, 2 objectives for C, and the final phase, which is 1 objective, where everybody's hopefully been racking up points and they're going to have so many vehicles to play with, and you just assault that 1 point for the win.
With hopefully a bunch of vehicles.
Yeah, hopefully lots of explosives, lots of vehicles, using all the tools and gadgets at your disposal, a bunch of rangers, everything you want, really.
And I think, yeah, that's a nice recap of the gameplay for Control. And I think, Martin, you helped us write up some tips and tricks as well for like the blog we put out for the Arkangel Directive. And one of them is, if you do not like playing with vehicles, still use your ascension points to
drop a vehicle for your team, basically. Yeah,
to help them out.
You can also call in the ranger using them, so there's that as well.
And now let's critique how Rachel is playing.
Actually, Rachel's been doing pretty solid so far. That's 45 ascension points you can see in the squad list. A little bit more saving up, and there should be enough for anti-air vehicles. There should, I think about 75 you get your first anti-air. For me, it's always good to save up for one of those, because around the middle of the game, when ascension points have piled up enough, you're going to start seeing air vehicles. And if you haven't been saving enough to get the anti-air setup going, that means you're going to get harassed by those pretty hard. So I think that adds like a really fun layer of tactics to the game mode, and how you want like your individual teammates to balance out their battle points. So if you're playing with a squad, I think that's something that you touched on, Martin, during the stream, because you can just like spawn in a vehicle for your friends if you're a high-performing player, and you can let them take it.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering why all of us are staring over there, like we have the gameplay on the screen, obviously.
Yeah.
For like our viewers, like why are they staring over there? We have the Twitch chat up as well above the same monitor, so we can see what you're chatting about.
So other interesting things, like there's no tickets.
No.
So basically the only way to win is to control or get more telemetry, get more points from the objectives, as we're talking about. So killing is a means to an end, of course, to get control, but that also changes the the strategy and tactics of playing the mode.
Yeah. We're in the middle of a phase switch right now, so you can see in the game mode widget above the minimap, it says new objectives in about 10 seconds. So all A objectives or phase A objectives were taken, and a new set is going to open up. You see them counting down on screen, and they should be up right now.
There we go.
So that's
New
B1, B2, and B3. Rachel's team is winning pretty handily right now, but anything can happen. It's pretty early.
Yeah, so an interesting thing about the final point is that one, does it have unlimited score, or no? It
has the maximum.
Right, it has a lot possible. At least. So,
like 700, right?
Yeah, 700. So even if you're under quite heavily, if you manage to snatch the final point and hold on to it, you can get these really interesting turnarounds.
Yeah, yeah. A comeback is always possible.
Yeah.
It's also, I think, it becomes an interesting resource management game because sometimes you see a comeback happen late in the game. It happened for one of my games that I was playing today, and it's happened internally too, where a lot of saved up vehicles mean a very good final point assault, possibly. There's already a tank in play. That's a solid early tank. I think that's nice. And in this game, it's a lot more fun to blow up people's vehicles because you know they've been saving up and spending money on them. So it gives you quite a bit of stuff to do.
So I see some comments in the chat. So it's like Rush, so it's like Breakthrough. I guess a little bit of a mix, but maybe Martin, maybe you can explain a bit more about how
I think Afshin said something in the podcast that it's a little bit like a mix of Conquest and the Breakthrough. Like very much the sandbox. You can go anywhere. The whole map is open and free, and multiple objectives at the same time. But you have these phases, and you have this more of a direction and more of a. There's a clear beginning, middle, and end to the mode, and this it grows, it builds to something. It's an escalation. So the combination of getting to this final point and people saving up ascension points, and we also unlock higher, more numbers of vehicles available, basically, towards the middle and the end. So I really get that build up. Finale.
I'm expecting shit to get super chaotic, like
it will.
The further we progress.
It will very soon. Also, to talk in game mode terms about so it's Rush. It's not Rush specifically because of the capturing mechanic. So it's closer to our all-out warfare game modes in the way that it's about being at a point to make progress towards capturing a point. Whereas Rush is closer to the Season 4 game mode, Shutdown, where you have to play with an object specifically.
Exactly.
Will this be a permanent mode in the future is a Twitch question. I don't think we ever plan our mid-season event modes to be permanent, but we would love to bring them back at some point.
Yeah, certainly.
We've seen some feedback on that, so stay tuned for deeds. Whose gameplay is this? So we're playing. what's are we? Is it Penguin Lover or are we called Penguin Slayer now?
Penguin Fan. 2042.
2042. Yeah. So Rachel, one of our developers, is playing on our Penguin Fan account.
Yeah. Let's see.
Any updates on squad orders? I want those new tags. Another Twitch question chat. Still coming this season.
I can't say anything about squad orders, right? Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
no comment.
Yeah, like we've already commented on it in our podcast and blog leading up to season 5, but it's still on the way.
Thanks, Windows man. You're currently my favorite person in chat.
Boom.
So we're actually seeing a pretty solid comeback in the second phase already. The team that was losing at first is up by about 6 points now. So that's pretty solid, and that's just because I think they've been using their vehicles really, really well. We've seen at least one heavy vehicle at almost each point so far, which is a solid assault. That's the end of the B phase, so phase 2. And now you see that there's actually 2 objectives. That's the 2 sheds in the middle of the level. And of course, more air vehicles making their presence known. On Reclaim specifically, on top of, I think, C2 in this layout, you're going to see there's an AA gun. That's really fun to counter harass some air vehicles, it clears up the airspace nicely, especially if you don't have AA players, which can be a thing sometimes when people see air vehicles but don't try to deal with them, because they can be intimidating and a lot of them don't go down in one hit.
Yeah, it becomes an asset in the level to fight over, try and hold. Of course, since we have these objectives for the different phases in different places, you're kind of getting this journey across the level, and you might fight in places that you don't really, where there isn't really a focus in Conquest, for example.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
You'll find some new cool places where you probably haven't been. That was a really nice tank takedown, by the way.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
And now I have some vehicles, but I think I might save up for a few more points. So this is the last round, right? So
no, there's one phase after.
one phase
so this
left.
is C.
I'll
we're
save
gonna
up
see
my
D.
points for the final round.
Oof, that was a weird sentence. Too many letters. Need to come up with like animal names for each one of them.
One of them being penguin.
I mean, yeah, of course.
I blame Q. That must be Kasim. Hey, stream. I'm pretty sure that's Kasim. Like I just.
I miss Kasim. Where is Kasim? Kasim,
Probably-
say hi in chat.
Kasim, if that's you, please say hi. Acknowledge your presence.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's just chilling at his desk, probably.
Yeah. Right now, you also see forward spawns, which is one of the mechanics in the mode. Of course, like once you get to the phases where there's fewer objectives, you can spawn further ahead from your HQ. The vehicles still spawn at your core HQ, so you're not coming into the level spawning directly with vehicles, but the call-in menu is available and active. So if you don't want to die and go back to your HQ, just call your vehicles in.
I think we got another shout out for Shutdown there. Please bring back the AV8 bomb game mode from season 4.
Oh my god, let's go.
Love for Shutdown.
Yeah, so, Tom, make it happen.
You know what? Okay, I'll fix it. Don't worry. Leave it to me.
Yeah.
So for everybody in the chat, just to confirm, Ronak designed Shutdown, the season 4 game mode that's got some callouts in the chat. So
yeah.
And he joined us as well for a live stream there.
Yeah.
I was looking at the wrong. I was looking at the actual chat, not at the camera. He joined us on stream to talk about Shutdown as well, about how we created the mode, we played it. He joined us on the podcast. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was a great time actually shipping Shutdown. It was important to say, of course, that like Shutdown was built very specifically to fit into season 4, and like the direction for season 4 was about this infantry and tactics and how to get people in close together, playing something that is very strategic. And I think like I'd love to hear about what the process was for season 5, like coming up with the direction for it,
for Control,
and how you landed here.
We talked about it a little bit on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean exactly. It's it was of course a deliberate. We wanted something that is quite different from Shutdown, since we've really gone into that more tactical, smaller scale infantry focused experience. We wanted something that's basically the opposite of that. So very much battlefield, sandbox again, as we talked about. But still trying to get that sense of journey and an arc kind of through the round.
Yep. So you knew early on that you wanted it to be kind of antithetical to what we tried to do in season 4. Like we had a flavor there, and it's kind of very different flavor here. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, we wanted this to be a combined arms experience where the whole smorgasbord is available. We wanted vehicles and everything in the game basically to feel even more kind of valuable or important strategic resources, which of course I would say they do become with the ascension points. To say if you lost that, you don't just get it back immediately. So that's one thing.
Yeah. For me, it really adds so much value to just owning a vehicle. Of course, that's like the prime thing. The vehicle is yours. You've put so much effort into like earning all of the points to get it. But at the same time, when you see a vehicle, it also has more value on the level. You know, somebody intended to get it.
Yep.
So they weren't sitting on the deploy screen fighting over different vehicles. Whoever clicks fastest, it's actually a resource-based decision, which I really, really like. And like, as much as I enjoy Shutdown, I think when I want to play Battlefield, internally playtesting, I say this to Afshin all the time, who's the designer for this game mode. I think Control is easily one of my favorites. It makes such a big, very punchy impact on systems that I think can sometimes be a little invisible.
Yep.
Like it makes vehicles intentional. It makes point capturing so much more intentional as well. So it's so much fun to be rewarded for blowing up a tank with ascension points, so that you
Yes.
can then get your own tank.
Yeah.
And from a game modes perspective, that's actually like, that's a really fun back and forth. Is if one team is winning very hard, it means they have a lot of ascension points. They spend them on getting vehicles. You blow up those vehicles, you get ascension points
Yep.
instead. So there's a really cool trade that happens over there. That's kind of naturally part of the systems. And I think Afshin did some really great work
Shout
on
out
the
to
balance
Afshin.
for this. Yeah, yeah.
Was
big ups.
taking some well-deserved vacation
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now. So he couldn't be
Yep.
here today, but yeah, I hope he's having a lovely vacation. How are you feeling, Rachel? How's it going?
Good, sort of. Yeah, it's going alright. There's a lot of opposition, but it's fun.
The team they're making a comeback, I think.
Yeah, I got good teammates.
Yeah, actually, this is a really, really solid match too,
Yeah.
because we see a lot of
Yeah.
back and forth between the two teams.
Yeah, it's a good point that you touched on there, Ronak. Like, I like to play with vehicles in Conquest, for example, but it's often hard to get them because everyone's sitting there smashing the deploy button. But here, since you have that requirement to actually earn some ascension points first,
There we go.
usually
Thank
when
you.
you acquire that, or there's a bigger chance at least that you can actually get a vehicle.
I see that somebody in the chat is like, they're thinking that it's a bit of a meat grinder, which it definitely can
I mean,
be.
it is.
Yeah.
It was
No
intended to
denying
be,
that.
yeah.
And I think that's one of the flavors of Battlefield. You know, it's like not every map can do anything,
Yeah.
or rather, not every map can do everything. So they have to try to be good at like the one anything that they pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think here, specifically with this mode, specifically in this configuration, where now we're in the final phase, so that's D, and there is just one objective with a larger capture volume. And so everybody's in the same space trying to fight over the same objective. So it will happen. That is one of kind of the flavors that you're trying to hit in this level specifically when you're playing this mode. So yeah, hopefully you do get a taste of other different types of gameplay when you play the other layouts.
Yeah. But it's interesting because you could still, of course, try to blow up those vehicles like long before they get to the objective, for example. Try to do these ambushes and so one doesn't necessarily have to be entirely focused on the objective or like being in the vicinity of it.
There's a question that says, how about AI?
We do have AI, backfill AI actually in the mode, so they play as well. They don't call in any vehicles because we don't want them to like steal them from players, but they will jump in if a player gets a vehicle. They will be gunners and passengers, and they can also take it over if you leave it for them.
And Rachel, you mentioned you worked on the thermal scopes, right?
Yeah.
Since you were just playing with a thermal scope.
Exactly.
So you worked on like the visuals, like when you zoom in, like how that looks, or?
Yeah, and worked with the rendering team to make it possible that we can both have a thermal sight and the real, like, regular view at the same time. This combination of different passes.
You're like, Tom, I'm kind of busy trying to wreck someone. Yeah.
I'm dying here. No, it's so yeah. That was a lot of work to get that sorted. It's been in the works for quite some time before we actually ended up releasing it in 3.2. Like a lot of different things to take into account, especially if you work with stuff like DLSS and upsampling and all these other passes that we do. And but eventually we managed to get it working, and yeah, it's like we have still ideas and stuff, like, but at the moment, like, we're really happy in how it turned out.
Yeah, I think it was well received as well.
It's like every soldier has like a center point of where the heat comes from, or every vehicle, and then sort of a radius. And yeah, that sort of makes it possible for us to show thermals on objects without needing to customize it for every single object in the game. Works pretty well.
Didn't we recently add thermal sights for vehicles as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Vehicles
Was it
now also
season
have
5?
thermal sights. They're full screen as well.
That was in season 5, I think so.
Yeah,
pretty
season
recent
5
changes.
released that. Yeah.
I see a question as well in the chat,
Oh,
which
what?
now scrolled
What
very
was the
fast.
question?
Now I have to find it again. It was a question about control. Will there be any updates to this game mode? Very sad to see such a good game mode only played for so little time. So I don't know if there's something you can speak to.
Well, if we bring it back, we always try to do quality of life updates. And Of course, if there are bugs, we're gonna
Fix them.
so,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Oh boy. Do I get the helicopter with the end screen? Of course.
Oh no.
Tradition.
Good game though. I think
Yeah.
that was really tight.
Oh,
Cool.
boom.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
towards the end it was not as tight, but
Yeah.
it was close for
Decently.
most of it.
We won. So it was-
Yeah.
Also found out that the flying controls were actually inverted, so
Uh-huh.
Okay.
yeah.
Which dev has the hottest thermal signature? I think for me it has to be Jaime when he's playing. I think watching him play on stream, great.
Yes, he played a few times.
Yeah, and then when you hear his Spanish accent, solid. But I don't know, man. I think you're competing with the mustache.
Spiker asking the real questions, I see.
What else? What else do we have? We actually played season 5 with Jaime as well, and he had some very good moments at the tunnel where he basically wrecked, I think, a few squads by himself. That was
Yeah, he
pretty-
does that. He
pretty
has a
cool to see.
habit. I think there's been some talk in the chat of modes coming and being a little bit temporary, and why don't we just put them in forever? And I think for the modes team, at least speaking for like us as a group, it's really important like have a space to try ideas as well.
Yeah.
I think in 2042 we're quite experimental with how we've been doing modes so far. I think like you can see with Control, there's a couple of mechanics that we haven't messed around with before. You also saw with Shutdown, which is like an expansion of the Rush rule set, and we tried to go deeper into tactical play. And here is like a different take on the sandbox. And to keep them a little bit limited time mode, I think is like, it also gives us the ability to say, try them, see what you think, give us a lot of feedback. And it also helps us build a base of knowledge as the game modes team.
Yep,
So it's not like it just goes away and then we forget about it. So it is super important for us as well to ship modes, try things, try new mechanics, and see what works for the future as well.
And I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if we keep like these unique game modes available at all times, we have seen that like they will be played less because they're available all. I think we saw that for Rush, for example, in the beginning.
Yeah, and like there is data that suggests that from previous Battlefield games as well, right? Yeah. So it's important for us to also have faith in, is the balance right? Is it perfect? Is it on all of the levels that we want it to be on? Is every layout as balanced as it should be? Do we have all the numbers right? So, and a lot of that happens with feedback and overtime. It's also like when we were making Shutdown, for example, like naturally there's a way to make it work in 2042, but there's also like, how do you slow down the pace of a game that is kind of fast?
Yep.
And what are the different ways to do it? And we discover a lot of things as we keep playtesting, but once it goes live, the feedback is completely different. Like you learn so much so fast in a small period of time. So that gives us quite a bit to like go back to the drawing board with and try to address.
I see another question here. Why do the next objective area not appear more random instead of the same area every time? I think we covered it on the
Yes, we
podcast,
did.
but maybe you can.
There was actually, we had that design from the beginning that they would appear in random possible locations, sort of. But that, of course, makes the mode more complicated and time-consuming to develop and to test. And we honestly didn't really feel that it added so much when we were playtesting. Like I'm not even sure if players really noticed. Like something is a bit different, but I'm not sure why or what. Like from last time.
So it wasn't more fun. I think that's
that's what we arrived at least. So so we doubled down on the features that Rona went through that we felt really makes the mode special.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw another very interesting comment here, and I want to find it again. Please don't let me lose this comment. Where was it?
Can I just address that last one where somebody's a fan of Battlefield 1? Martin, that one goes?
That was the one I was searching for. Like I think someone asked in the chat like, "Oh, please hire back the people that created Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 1." Well,
Here you go.
Martin, like I believe you initially pitched Battlefield 1.
I
You can see
co-created the Battlefield 1 concept together with a colleague that used to work at DICE, Stefan.
So this guy, he's still here.
Absolutely wild to be sitting here next to Martin.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Which I would love to. We should sit down at some point and do a podcast about how you guys
that would be
pitched
fun.
Battlefield 1 and came up with like that game. I think a lot of people are still big fans of Battlefield 1. So it would be cool to chat about that at some point.
Yeah.
Not today, not today. But yeah.
Like even I would love to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it going, Rachel?
Yeah, it's going.
Do you feel like, do you want to finish this round and then Ranok plays a little?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I can try, yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah. Like,
Or if you get like,
yeah, it's
just
Smoke.
walks off.
Smash the keyboard.
And then you do the awkward high five thing in the background. And
Yeah. I will trip.
yeah.
Let's see.
I saw before someone was asking like how long it takes to from concept to where we are now, basically. We started conceptually right at the beginning of the year with Control. So that's
This year.
yeah, exactly, this year. Yeah.
And the year went fast. Sorry. Not on topic for Battlefield, but like...
Then of course it takes some time before we actually start doing things in the engine and
testing.
yeah, first
playing,
it's just conceptually
iterating.
looking at like documentation. What do we think about this? Do we think this will be good? And iterate on that, and then we start building in the editor.
And it's so unpredictable as well with when we're talking about modes, like how much exact time it takes to create one. Of course, we try to work with deadlines and everything, but yeah, once it gets into the hands even of the internal team, when we're playtesting, things change so fast.
Yes.
And yeah, ideas that look good aren't that good anymore. If you want to hear a full discussion on that, that is also on the podcast.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah, the only way to get there is to iterate and to try, playtest
Yeah.
and test the ideas. And
Of course, like good direction naturally helps a lot, especially to get started. So like on the game modes team, it gives us the tools to be like, okay, here's the stuff to focus on, and like you can see with the final execution that like Afshin was focused on a few things that he really wanted to achieve, and he really manages to nail them, I think, in a nice way.
yeah, exactly. And back to the randomization, like that's difficult, of course, to figure out. Okay, which ones are the? It's never fun to cut things or to scale down, but which are the ones that we really need to keep that have the biggest impact?
Yeah. Definitely. And like I think I was with him when he was considering that. Like when we saw the feedback in the playtest channel and everything, and people were talking about it. He was quite like open-minded about trying a few different things. But also when it was random, I think it was also that like I think we have to, as mode designers, think a little bit about what does it add for the player, and how much does it change, and what do we lose as the creators. And it's way more. It's a little bit more linear for sure, but with a Control experience where like the layout is specific, we can say that, you know, there's these distances between each objective. You have good travel time. You're not sitting in the deploy screen maybe, or just running without combat for too long.
Yeah.
So that needs to be controlled by the level designers, again, who do a fantastic job with all of these layouts. And you try to get a bit of a different flavor with each one of them. Like I think Orbital plays very differently from Renewal, which is the layout we played just before. Even though they're the exact same game mode with the exact same balance.
Yeah.
Reclaimed.
Sorry, reclaimed, yes.
I'm thinking also like if it was randomized, you could potentially end up in a situation where a majority of the objectives are in buildings, for example, and the vehicle you got doesn't really make sense anymore.
Nope.
So this way we know that we can try to have a good spread basically between different kind of combat spaces.
It's fun to, I think, fun for Control seeing so many vehicles just everywhere and popping up more and more as it just as the match goes on.
It's also fun to play as anti-vehicle.
Did we talk about that already?
About what?
Engineers. We wanted to shine some spotlight on engineers.
I definitely want to talk about engineers. So Rachel is playing Crawford right now, who has a few anti-vehicle tools at hand, as you can see through gameplay. But what we missed with engineers a little bit was specifically in the Season 4 game mode in Shutdown, which was infantry focused by design. There were no vehicles, and so engineers got way less play than they usually do in other modes. And I think here they make a comeback really strongly. You see them having quite a bit of a role across the game, especially from the mid to the end. So you can start the game if you're in need of a tactic pro tip style. Usually recons do super well in the beginning because you're giving your team forward spawns, you're helping them get somewhere, you're getting the information advantage. And as you get closer to the end and there's more vehicles, your engineers are doing a lot of heavy lifting. And even that, like even in the character picks, it's so different from Shutdown that it really does feel like between the seasons you're playing a very different game. favorite engineer. Shout out to Liz, who I cannot play at all. Yeah, so much fun.
Rachel, you did a few of those shots. I was like, if you actually land that shot, that would be
great.
super cool.
Yeah, I'm not playing after that. Rachel, you can keep, you can keep
can't follow that.
If they come close enough, maybe I'll hit them with the grenade. The anti-vehicle smoke.
Kill a chopper with an anti-vehicle grenade, with an anti-tank grenade.
Yeah, I think
That's what I
the anti-vehicle grenade is a one-shot on these things, isn't it?
Well, we'll find out, looks like.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, I was thinking about it today. It's almost
wow.
like you get this microcosm of like everything Battlefield has in this, in this concentrated space. So really, all the different gadgets and weaponry and vehicles, have something to offer here.
And we'll see it over the course of the round as well, that it like kind of builds up to that.
Yeah.
So you have this like kind of spaced out small combat zones in the beginning, and then when you get to the final phase, it's madness, and you get to walk through all of that while you're playing. Oh, I see Windows Man is in our lobby now. I'm gonna make sure my doors are locked when I sleep tonight.
He's in our squad.
For Windows Man, yeah, exactly. I know. I'm watching you.
Hey,
with a revive, look at that. Hell yeah.
Hey, MVP.
Nice. Shout out to Windows Man.
Yeah.
Pretty even round so far. It's exciting.
Yeah, that's going well too.
There's the jets.
There's so much going on though. It's a lot of fun to watch as well. Like, I think mostly when we played, we were testing it, but this is the first time where we're actually just chilling on the couch and watching it as well, live in players' hands. How does it feel for both of you, I guess, as a team? Even though you didn't design the mode itself, but you're still on the game mode team.
Has been very involved in, of course. I mean, on the team and feedbacking, and it's
So it feels good to see it live.
Also, there's been a big update on this little thing, the IDOS. Now you can actually see a blinking pattern based on what it's doing. Like if it's very dim, it's recharging. If it's solid, it's ready to intercept.
Oh.
And whenever it's rapidly blinking, that means that it just intercepts the projectile and it's ready to do a few more interceptions.
So now it is...
Nice.
We don't teabag. The thank you emoji is exactly for this purpose, or the thank you emote.
Yeah.
Hit that on stream. You have to kill somebody and do the thank you emote.
Thank emoji?
Sorry, kind of toxic. Don't actually do that.
Oh hey, there's someone up there.
Snipe with the RPG-7.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, worth
I
a
hope
shot.
this hits.
Close.
That was close. Yeah. Looks like from here at least.
See, maybe I can pay him a visit if I don't get absolutely blasted by whatever vehicle that is.
I just like such boss play from Rachel, never unequipping the RPG. It's just been in hand for like the whole round.
Like those vehicles will go down, whether they like it or not.
No, not at all. Friendly vehicles going down, enemy vehicles going down.
Rambo style.
Yeah.
Another question in the chat here. What is name? My dad got milk finally. Will we have more vault attachments coming this season?
What?
Yes, to vault. So all vault weapons will get all-out warfare attachments during season 5. So we're rolling them out per update. So we added some more in 5.1, which is available now, and then in 5.2 you will get further vault attachments from all-out warfare. So yes. That process will be completed during season 5, basically.
For Spiker in chat, I'm expecting better jokes. You can do better. RP, Jesus Christ, that's bad.
Shame on you, Spiker.
So what phase is this? So this is C again, and C on orbital, like you can see over here, is on both sides of the runway, and it's the tunnel connecting them in between. And this is exactly the sort of control that, no pun intended, that the level designers have when the layout is more predictable. So there are hotspots of combat, there's passages through them, some places where vehicles meet, some places that are infantry only that connect the 2 points to each other. And it just in general, I think it makes a more enjoyable experience for any mode to be curated.
Oh, shout out to.
Where is your belt pack?
What?
Where is your belt pack? You don't want a microphone or something.
Oh, we have some microphone issues.
Oh.
Here?
So in the meantime,
Shout out to Istvan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Istvan.
He keeps it running behind the scenes.
Apologies if you momentarily lost my audio. Hopefully it's working
it
again.
was so good.
finally,
Everything you had to say was
everybody, everybody had silence. So I'm seeing some more questions in the chat as well.
Hit it.
So first from, I'm not going to say that name, but the question is, how many seasons do you plan on making? So to confirm, we have announced season 6. More details to follow in the coming months. So stay tuned for that. And what other questions do we have? I saw another question from.
Okay, now I'm liking what's coming up in chat now. This is good. This is better. This is better than Spiker so far.
I mean,
Oh, that's a low bar to clear.
I laughed. Like I saw the comment. I was like,
No, but this one's way better. This
Yeah.
last one is way better. I'm on team Ole Ole 56.
yeah.
No, no, Kevin. Don't fall for
Kevin.
it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not. No, we're not asked. No.
Would
Sorry,
love a
last
live.
comment. Hell no.
Would love a live butchering of my name. Okay. Penetrololator. There we go.
Oh no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh no. Wow. Oh no.
People are so creative.
Oh, you said it. I'm sorry. I enabled this one. This one is my fault entirely, Kevin. I'm so sorry.
There we go.
What I was gonna point out on screen earlier is that we are now in the final phase. So you can see that it's like a good half of the
Yeah.
runway is actually a capture volume. So that's giving you space for all of the vehicles to actually have an impact on the point, which means that suddenly your choice of specialist is going to change quite a bit. For example, like if you're playing Rao over here, Rao is going to suffer a little bit because how close in proximity all the vehicles are, so there can be several at a time, and he's really good when there's one vehicle mid-distance. He can try to keep it at bay and threaten it a little bit more. But as a recon, for example, Blasco, amazing, because any of your vehicles that are on the point can stay around your gadget, and they can stay protected for quite a while. Irish is great as well. More than one Irish on your team playing a point like this can really shut down a good offense. So there's like changing tactics over the course of the game, which I enjoy so much about Control. It gives you a different flavor every time you're playing it. If you have a favorite specialist that you like picking over and over again, it's also a good way to experiment with different ones.
The helicopter.
That's kind of what I was talking about before. Is like you can just spawn one and leave it so your team can grab something and keep playing with it.
Just before Ronok starts playing, just mess up all the controls.
Yeah.
Don't make it easy for him.
No,
Like no.
I'm gonna suffer so much.
Okay, now it's good. Yeah. Don't go.
We had another question. What from Genezine? Sorry if I don't pronounce that correctly, but what is your favorite part of the event? So for all of you, I guess.
I can start. For me, it is the final phase
Shit.
for sure. And Afshin is gonna hate this answer. I'm sorry, Afshin. Love you.
It was still inverted.
You tried. It's okay.
Give it a shot.
I think ascension points and how they play in the final phase, like the way the game escalates over time into this like complete chaotic battle, this huge mess in the middle of each level. Like here, I think it's so cool that you get to see the reworked version of Orbital, by the way. Like you get to see the runway with all of its war-torn damage, which is so much fun. So for me, that's my favorite part put together. Maybe my favorite part is Afshin, actually. Just to put it out there.
He was a cool podcast guest.
Hard to pick something. I mean, the ascension point, since I like playing with vehicles, and it's interesting how it becomes a more critical resource, as I said. I also think it's really cool that we have a portal map in the rotation for the event, which I don't think we've had before.
No, we didn't for Shutdown.
Yeah.
Not for Shutdown. Not for Battle of Nordvik either, because that
well,
was
no.
all of the season 3 map.
Yeah, that was on Spearhead, of course.
Spearhead. There you go.
And in Master of Arms as well, I don't think we had any portal maps.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a
that's,
good call out
yeah.
actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Lots of cool destruction in that one with all the small buildings. So combining that with the mayhem would be pretty fun.
Fun fact, we did a community survey recently where we asked people to pick their favorite map, and Spearhead was by far the most favorite map picked by players, so that was interesting. I had my suspicions, but it wasn't confirmed until...
God, I love the cubes in Spearhead. I think the destruction in there is so awesome. And like when you can break the panels off of the building and stuff.
And the event, the foreshadowing where the rockets impact, that was really cool as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Can imagine that it's also because it has these very clear infantry indoor spaces and good outdoor spaces for vehicles, so it's offers something for everyone.
Yeah. So we're 1 for 1 now. So Ronak, can you lead us to victory?
Oh, do I have to
2-1?
win?
You don't have to, but it will be cool.
Okay, let's embarrass myself on screen.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank
So
you,
put it
Rachel.
on.
Thanks for playing, Rachel.
Yeah.
Now we can give you the questionnaire. How did it feel to play Control live for the first time?
Just like in the playtest. Though the people in live are usually a bit more aggressive, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Do I look weird?
No,
No.
you're fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
What noises? I'm trying, okay? Jeez.
Loud noises. Ronak, can you hear me? What?
Huh?
Okay, there we go. Another round of Control. Let's see what the chat has been up to in the meeting.
Yeah,
I see Martin reading. Do we have any more of those nice jokes going on there? Welcor asked, hey, how long do you guys plan to support Battlefield 2042 with seasons and limited modes? Well, Welcor, we announced Season 6, so stay tuned for more details there. And limited modes, well, today the latest event for Season 5, Arkangel Directive, went live. But I believe we would love to bring some of the previous modes back, but nothing to share today.
Yeah.
But yes, we've heard that feedback. What else do we have in the chat?
Oh. And now playing the third map.
Yeah, so now we're
That's
getting...
very
Yeah, nice.
nice. Like every
Yeah,
round,
so hoping for
a
that.
different map. That's really cool.
I was actually very, very, very far up on my laptop on the chat. I was probably way behind.
Because don't have much control over which map we get put in.
We did already say in the podcast that there's a fourth map, or one.
Yes.
You know, the Control
Yes.
is coming on one of our maps, a fourth one.
On our one of our existing
Exactly.
current maps.
So one of our existing maps. In the second week.
In the second week. So. Yeah. GG Rachel in the chat.
Yeah.
Well played.
So,
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah. And thanks for Spiker's jokes.
That
Kept you going.
I had to restrain myself not to laugh too much, but yeah. There was another question around specialists. From Demoman 1108, and Kevin/Tolo FPS already answered. Yes, we have no plans for any further specialists. To confirm, Blasco was the last specialist for Battlefield 2042.
What a great one to end it on.
And what a great one to end it on. So if you haven't, check out her lore page as well. It's pretty cool. Cool backstory.
Coolest walk-in quote ever.
Playable Ranger. Now that sounds fun.
That would be fun.
I just love when she walks in, she goes, Blasco's fine. No title needed. Yeah, you don't need no title. Blasco is fine.
I blame Q says Ronak is going crazy.
Yeah.
King Cop Royalty says, I feel like Hourglass rework is coming next week. Why not announce the 4th map now? Prove me wrong. I can confirm the 4th map for Control is not Hourglass. So we can say that.
Yeah.
We don't want to
Hourglass
say.
confirmed.
Yeah, the Hourglass rework is coming as well during Season 5, so stay tuned for details about when that is dropping. We haven't announced that just yet. I've seen it though, and I think all of you have seen some of it as well already. We've shown it, it looks pretty cool. I think the rework is pretty awesome. So, yeah, looking forward to when everybody can play it. Are we getting more new maps for Season 6? We don't really want to spoil anything for Season 6 today. We're still here to talk about the Arkangel Directive event, but yeah, you will not be disappointed. Let's put it that way.
Something to look forward to.
Something to look forward to. We as a team are very excited.
I haven't been able to play much of an objective so far, which is a little bit sad.
PTFO, man.
Yeah, indeed. I am staying classy though,
Yeah.
so you can't blame me for that one.
You are indeed staying classy.
This last 2 points on the objective, I will get them. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Ah,
Oh, no.
I just love getting a melee.
Oh, sure.
The incoming medic is called Alsi 1728. In Hindi, that means lazy. I hope you know that. It's a cute name.
also, talk about that. Me and Ronak actually worked together on the hacker screen
Oh,
that
yeah.
you see on Rao's wrist computer.
This little
cool.
thing over
Because
here.
the Hindi on there was actually something we wanted to get in there.
Mhm.
And it turns out Photoshop isn't really happy with doing Hindi. So,
Yeah. But Rachel definitely was helping, so that was
Yeah.
great.
yeah, it was fun
Let's
to work on
go!
Sorry,
Humiliation.
I had to get one
that.
on stream.
Humiliation.
Nice one.
Yeah. So it actually says "Savdhan, Uch Shakti radio sakriya hai," which is like high power radio activated or something like that. If it's engineers versus specialists only, is it a wow? That is better because at first I did think that was an actual question, so you got me with that.
He's on a roll.
Another question is, will we ever see Oz? I actually don't know, but we did have a podcast with our lore and narrative team. We had two podcasts recently. So if you want to hear what they are up to, just tune into the podcast as well. That was a pretty cool discussion.
Yeah.
Christ.
It's going pretty hard over there.
Yeah,
GG.
Yeah, GG.
that was rough. I tried. I thought this rock was my friend. It was not. All right.
Yeah. It's nice to see the
Rough.
the portal map being used as a limited time game.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
Isn't
exactly.
that the first time we've done that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be.
We talked about it a little bit earlier while you were
Yeah.
Yeah.
fighting for your life. What's still playing?
So I was trying to get rid of some angry helicopter.
Yeah, you were quite busy.
Unsuccessfully, might I add.
Damn.
Valid reason.
My streak is over in a bad way.
Another question from Demon Man 1108. Are there plans to keep improving the squad mechanics to add more incentives to do objectives, such as more XP for squad interactions with objectives? I think we, unless like I'm having a brain freeze right now, but we did call out that squad objectives is still coming, like a little bit earlier during the stream. So that is what you're asking for.
Squad orders.
Yeah.
Sorry, squad
Yeah,
orders.
yeah.
Squad orders.
Mm.
Thanks for the
It's-
thanks for the save. Yeah. Squad orders. It's coming during season 5. So yes. What did I
it's
say?
always
Squad
in
objectives.
flux.
Squad objectives.
Squad orders.
I think everyone understood.
Hello?
will the Battlefield podcast focus on the Season 6 stuff before the season releases? Yeah, I think they usually do. So stay tuned. There will definitely be Season 6 chatter during later podcasts. There will be blogs, there will be live streams, all the stuff you're used to. Trailers. Yeah.
Was Control ever called something else?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
Can we say that?
I don't know.
It was called something else. Yes, it had a dev name from the beginning.
Oh yeah, my
It was
buddy
not
Windows
Control.
Man is back.
We talked about it not on the podcast, but while we were recording the podcast, and I can't remember what it was called now.
Oh no, it's inverted. Inverted
The
flight
question
controls.
was what?
Yeah,
What's it
I
called?
also had the inversion, and I'm like, that doesn't really work very well.
Yes, it was.
Oh
called
wait,
something
there
else.
was the inversion.
No.
Save it, save it,
I don't think it's it.
save. Yes.
No, it didn't.
Well, oh, you're still flying backwards?
Invert
for-
look. Pilot, no. Okay, you know what? We learned today.
Boom. But I think Martin, just around to the question itself, I think a little fun context to give is, I think pretty much anything we create like changes name.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely. It's a whole process to
Yeah.
arrive at a final name
yeah.
legally and everything.
Are you able to speak a little bit more about some of the things we need to take into account when we choose a name for anything that's in game? Like you already mentioned legal.
Yeah, we of course want it to be punchy and
Yeah.
kind of easy to remember. We want it to have some connection to what you're doing in the mode, like the fantasy
Yeah.
of what's going on. Those are like the three main ones I can think of right now. Do you have a name?
So sometimes the gameplay changes over time when it's getting designed.
Right.
So a name that might have fit in like the first version of how it was designed might no longer
Yeah.
fit with all the tweaks and adjustments made
Yep.
throughout
Good point.
development.
Exactly.
Another question from
God, I
the
can't
chat,
play with inverted flight.
TreyDog01. What is Arkangel exactly? I think, Martin, you gave a recap on the podcast and earlier in the stream, but maybe you can do it again for
Yeah.
folks who just tuned in.
Yeah, it's a
Let's go.
corporation in the Battlefield 2042 universe that's working with both sides in the conflict, and they're developing robotics and AI, and these things for the betterment of humanity. And in the Control game mode, you're working for them to get these satellite uplinks. It's also the cosmetics,
Yep.
their appearances.
Which I think Blasco has a
Yeah.
cool skin for the Archangel.
Damn it.
There was another interesting
Nice.
question in the chat, but it scrolled down already. Let's see what it was. Dun, dun, dun.
Uh,
Oh, no, I think that was actually.
mhm.
How do you feel it's going, Renak?
I think it's going solid. I was quite invested in getting my stealth chopper and totally not fixing the controls. So that was a problem. And let's see.
You're getting called out in the
Pilot.
chat. Looked like he dies more than Rachel did.
Rude.
Oh no, you didn't.
There's a question there, and this update is live starting today. Yes, we
Yeah.
are playing live right now.
Oh, that was actually that was the question I was looking for. It was
Yeah.
it just couldn't find it anymore. Yeah,
That's
like I think at 2 p.m. today, Stockholm time, the Arkangel Directive event went live, and yeah, we're live streaming it now. So it's the first day it was available for play. If you haven't heard earlier, it's available from July 11 until July 25, so for 2 weeks, starting today.
Yeah.
So if you just come check it out.
That's why we're doing so well in these gameplay things. First time playing properly with live, since it got live earlier today.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, just seeing the gameplay for Control, it's looking pretty cool. So jump in. I think the Ascension Points is a really cool new thing where you can grab the vehicles just for you, and maybe work together with your team to rampage the enemy with a bunch of vehicles.
Yeah. And it also like rewards you, like if you're really playing well, making kills, playing the objective.
Yep.
You get to play with the fun toys.
Yes, the fun toys. Saving up for the fun toys.
Yeah.
Have to show a little bit of restraint to, you know, to not
Yeah.
spend all your points at once. And I think, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yo.
Oof, my leg is asleep.
Oh.
That's awkward.
Hi, Subwood. Good to see you.
Ah, there we go. Kevin / Total FPS just mentioned that Hourglass rework is coming update 5.2, which we will obviously share more details on, full patch notes, etc. about when it's dropping, so stay tuned. Will there be a new event bundle next week? Yes, I think so, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
There will be.
I love the support in the chat. Okay, I get it. I get it.
Or not, I'm gonna give this one to you from the chat. What is your favorite reward from the event? Because I probably know what you're gonna pick.
Are you? What are you guessing? I'm gonna pick.
I don't want to say because
I really want to know.
I mean, well, okay. I mean, it's not technically a reward, but I know you love Blasco, so I was gonna say
Yeah,
Blasco skin.
it's not technically.
It's not technically a reward, though.
Oh no! Damn, pilot's gone.
Oh, you can play as the pilot.
I could have, but like I'm a little too afraid now.
Soapwood TV says
Because I'm getting
steady.
popped. I'm
Yeah.
getting popped off.
Good to see Soap in the chat.
Let's go. This homie's my champ. I'm also like, I'm so complacent about 2042 maps. I'll just like pop my insertion beacon indoors. And it's Valparaiso, of course, so like nothing is indoors. Nothing is safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Damn.
Kevin.
You're getting called out in the chat again.
By Kevin?
Yeah.
Kevin, whose team are you on?
Oh, Kevin. That's funny. Ah, man, there was a question in the chat that I wanted to answer, so sorry for a person that had a question because I can't find it anymore. Where is it? Damn, the chat is calling you out. It's so funny. Even though you're playing well.
I was doing okay.
Yeah, you are.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Today is Rachel's day.
Need me to step in?
I think we're all good.
Ooh.
Rough.
You're doing great.
Thanks, Rachel.
My dad got milk funny. Will vault weapons ever returny? I guess that's the typo where you meant to say return. What do you mean with return though? Will vault?
Well, like every vault weapon return? Is that the idea?
Is that the question? Will every vault weapon? Well, then it's not a vault weapon. Like every portal weapon is the question. Will every portal weapon become a vault weapon? That the answer for that is currently no. If that was your question. Probably wasn't his question at all, but just kind of guessing.
Yeah.
Wonder if I can sneak up on the vehicle. All the way there.
Flank him.
On foot.
You got this.
Another quite.
Thanks, man.
Oh,
even
is it
round,
two
so-
vehicles?
It is two vehicles. This is a bad idea.
This is, yeah, but I'm feeling it today. Boom.
Please don't shoot me. Okay, somebody spotted me for sure.
And that. Okay, I want to answer a question in the chat, but I also want to see this run up
Happen-
single-handedly
the
taking out two vehicles play out.
pain is real. I'm feeling it
Oh.
so hard.
Do it. Boom. Yes.
Oh hell yeah! Oh,
no!
okay, yeah, there was another one there.
It was a good flank though.
That was a good flank.
Yeah.
Good
That
flank.
was a good flank. I was actually surprised that they didn't see you coming.
Too many smokes.
There was a question about a secretive fourth map. It must not be in the game yet, but to confirm, there will be a fourth map for Arkangel Directive, but it's a map
Oh no.
that is already live in the game. There's no, we are not dropping a map just in the event secretly. No, that's not happening. Just don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
Hey, so finally somebody on my side, okay? I'm like supposed to be playing the objective. I'm running after vehicles that are like way off on the map. I don't know why.
Is that where that wasn't where the objective was either, right?
No.
No, they're so far.
It's like, why are they there?
No, they were
Flanking.
shooting into the objective, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Just being long-range artillery.
Right.
Nice. That was okay.
It's going okay.
Yeah.
What? Where are we in which phase are we now?
The final phase.
Oof. Okay, that was not
The
a.
respawn phase.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
And it's very even. You're going towards the finish.
I saw earlier also a question. They were asking what our favorite maps were.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I don't shout out to whoever had the question. What's your favorite map? But yeah, Rachel. Let's start with you, and then everybody can.
In 2042,
Yeah.
I guess.
Let's start with 2042. Yeah.
I like the what is the real name of
You,
the
you can say the
the map? Well, Lights Out. The one from Spearhead. The one with the factories.
Right.
Spirit.
Oh, it
Spirit.
was Spearhead.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
The one
I
from
thought
Spearhead.
it
You
was
mean
called
Spearhead?
The Season, but
It's super
no,
confusing with the dev names, and
Yeah.
we talk.
Like we're having, it's kind of a meme at like every stream because someone will say like our internal name for a player facing like a map or something. So Lights Out was
Yeah.
what you now know as Spearhead, which is apparently the player favorite map, which is
Yeah.
cool. Spearhead, yours Martin.
I'm gonna say Scarred, or sorry, now I have the dev name. Reclaimed.
There you go.
There you go.
Had to do that.
Doesn't mean-
I mean, it's maybe seems lame because it's a new map, but it does feel like a classic Battlefield map
Yeah.
to me. I really like the variation in different spaces.
Yep.
You kind of know, if you want a certain type of gameplay, you can go to that area.
Rachel, before we move on and ask for Ronok's favorite map, why did you like Spearhead the most?
I like the contrast between the open white fields and then like the indoor factories where you have like all the tight spaces and the modern like machines and cool things happening there.
So Ronok, 2 questions for you.
Yes.
Do you want to play another round or?
Hell yeah, I want to play another round. Of course I do.
Then we'll play, folks. We'll play one more round and then we'll probably end the stream after that. And then the second question: what is your favorite Battlefield 2042 map and why?
I think my favorite one is probably Flashpoint, just because it has my favorite shutdown layout. But
Which we played live, I think. Right? Was it? I think we did.
yeah, we did. Yeah, we
did.
certainly did. Actually, I really enjoy that one. And then the second one is Spearhead, just because I think the tech design teams work on destruction and like the panels falling off of the cubes, playing inside the cubes with like the moving objectives. So cool. So cool.
Yeah, with those autonomous vehicles and stuff.
Yeah, it's seriously
like for
nice.
the tank factory.
And also shout out to the Ripple Effect team because they actually made Flashpoint.
Yeah, actually.
It's cool. Yeah. Spiker is back at it again. Rachel suffers back injury from carrying the dev team so hard.
Spiker's just salty. We didn't think his jokes were funny.
Damn.
That's okay.
So let's see. Okay, I actually wasn't. Did we actually win or did we lose? Because I was kind of
Defeat.
defeat. So
Was it defeat?
Yeah,
So we
well,
have
Sad.
2
Okay,
losses and 1 win.
oh, we
Let's
have to-
see
we
if
have
we
to make a
can
comeback,
finish
yeah.
on an even note.
Yeah. Totes. So like this in the deploy screen, of course, it's something to notice is like you actually see right at the beginning of the game how many points are remaining in each objective. So when you come back to this big screen, the start of every game, you'll see that it's introducing you to the phases and everything. I'm going to spawn in. Of course, at the beginning, I have 0 ascension points, but there are a lot of vehicles spawned in already. So I can just jump in to any one of the civilian vehicles over here. So we have the Polaris and the Quad, the Sportsman. And yeah,
And then we
that gets you into combat a lot faster. And the idea is that we try to reduce downtime between different phases and all of that stuff.
I actually didn't answer the question, but I think Orbital is actually my favorite map. I just love the what do you call the main
Oh no,
the runway,
Yeah.
especially after the rework. It's super cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And just the two hangars opposing each other.
Yep.
Hangars. I never know how to pronounce it.
Hangers.
Hangars. Yeah. it's super
Hangars.
cool.
Warehouses?
Yeah, could say warehouse. Also, shout out to at the game launch when the hovercrafts could go up up to the
Oh,
sides
yeah.
of the. That was one of that was probably my favorite bug that we. Another cool question here from the chat from Peppa Puff Puff Pass. These names today, come on guys. What's the most fun dev tool you could use in a game? Can you spawn multiple tornadoes? Can you strike specific people with lightning? Anything cool? Like do we have magical powers or?
We can spawn a bot that follows the player around, which we use for testing like nav mesh and testing that AI can get around the
Yep.
maps in a good way. So you kind of like you spawn it in and it will try to get to wherever you are all the time. So then you can get up on a roof or something and see if it can get there.
Okay.
That's pretty
It's both
strange.
interesting and kind of creepy at the same time.
If you spawn like a whole bunch of them, it's like a horde just
Yeah,
following you
the
around.
tool is just one, but yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, and also in the dev tools you can set up that you can press a key and then suddenly you're flying around, and you can also hook a camera to a vehicle to the side, so if you want to make like a cool shot of something, it will just it's like a GoPro locked to the vehicle, and like you can fly around.
I think when we announce a new map, and usually we show it before it's live, we
Yeah,
do
yeah.
like a little fly through, so that's
Yeah.
where someone's just flying through the level.
Yeah, exactly. Though they can also animate specific paths as
Hmm.
well. So it depends a bit on how much time there is to capture stuff.
Over to you, Renard. How's it going?
It's going quite
is going.
tight between the two teams, of course. I think it's an okay opening,
Damn.
and I have actually inverted the controls for vehicles.
There we go.
Naturally.
There we go.
Naturally. Let's just go and switch that off. There we go.
I want to give a shout out to the lighting on Orbital as well.
Mm.
Like if you look around, especially during like the rain/storm, it just
Yeah, it's nice.
yeah. Like I think the lighting team did a really good job there.
Yeah, in general,
really
I think
cool. Yeah.
the lighting team has done quite a bit of solid work. And speaking of the reworks, especially, it's like just going back to like videos from the launch of the game to now. The visuals are so cool.
Yeah.
Oy.
Nice.
They did not have a good time over there. They got wrecked.
Get wrecked, lol.
Kick W.
What?
What?
How did none of them hit?
Nice.
I'm surprised that they haven't taken down your vehicle yet. You're kind of just literally standing on.
Hey, thanks, man.
Okay. Sorry.
Thanks, Tom.
Sorry for jinxing it. Okay, there we go.
Just call in one destroyed vehicle, please. Nice. Get him.
So
Nice.
close, so close.
The chat asks if we can use an assault rifle. Can we? The M5?
Yeah, we can.
Can we use the M5?
Yeah,
Has a cool skin as well.
yeah.
Has the
It does
event
have a
skin.
cool skin. I wonder. Let's see how Boris does, because a big engineer boy. We can get him in here. And yeah, let's go with
Yeah.
that.
RPG also got added in season 5.
Yes.
That
Yes, it did.
actually worked on the VFX as well, like the trail and the little sustainer engine that it has when you shoot it.
Okay.
Ah, shit, I didn't swap.
Let's see if
Sorry.
we can. Well, that's why you probably were carrying it around.
Well, I
It was
know
close
that-
to your heart.
I know that's a very effective weapon. I had a lot of experience with it when working on it. So because whenever a weapon is taken from the vault into the from portal into the vault, it also usually gets a little bit of an update to fit within the current All Out War kind of gameplay.
Yeah.
So. That was
Siege of
fun.
Shanghai coming to 2042? No, sorry, no.
You think it's time for anti-air or not yet? It's still quite early.
Yeah.
Let's skip on that. Let's wait a moment.
Rockets work well on everything.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Oi, nice one. Thank you, Torbis. Hi, Torbis.
Yeah.
Torbis loves my mustache, so gotta appreciate it. Chat asks if we can see some jet gameplay. Are you with jet gameplay?
I can honestly not give you any jet gameplay, but I can get in a stealth chopper later.
Chopper, yes. Jet, no.
Yeah, normally, if the controls aren't inverted, I'm pretty fun with the helicopter. Especially the stealth chopper. It's really nice to do bombing runs with that.
Yep.
Just swoop over, drop the bombs, and get kills.
What's your favorite vehicle, Martin?
Well, the main battle tanks, the Abrams and the Armata.
They consistently wreck.
I'm not super good or anything, but it's fun. Trying to master that lobbing, getting a feel for where you should aim to lob a shell perfectly.
Are you guys happy with how the reworked maps turned out? So we don't have anyone from the maps team, maps/levels team today here, and I would like them to answer that question. But speaking personally, I think the team did a good job.
Yeah.
But we will probably have a podcast with that team at some point where they can speak a little bit more about that, since Hourglass will be the last map rework we do, and I would love to hear from the levels team themselves to answer that question.
That sounds great.
Nice.
I think they're also like, they have so many different ideas and so much cool stuff that they actually execute with the levels. It's so nice to see that each level has its own flavor.
Yeah.
So
I
they
mean,
managed to
there's a
execute quite
question,
well.
sorry, not a
Yeah,
question,
go
a
on.
comment about that now in chat that says exposure became, set to play in Breakthrough with the new layout, but I believe we did have a podcast with the levels team a while ago. I think it was like our third or fourth podcast, and we're now on 17, so quite a while ago. But they called out that for every map we make, or rework in this case, we want them to play well specifically for certain game modes. So maybe one level is very good on Breakthrough, another map is very good on Conquest. That's how they explained it to me then. Martin, I don't know if there's more context you can
I
add to that.
agree. I mean, we do want to have different flavors also, as
Yeah.
Ronak was touching on. Like, since Battlefield is such a wide game with so many different things you can do,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily great to try and make every map be best at everything.
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't work out very
Yeah,
well.
like Orbital is very open and long range, and
Yeah.
then you got stuff like what was the season 4 map called again? Builder?
Flashpoint. Yeah.
Flashpoint, yeah. Flashpoint is like very close and inside, like lots of corridors and
Yeah.
areas to.
We have some water
Yeah.
here, by the way. The bottle is still standing if you want some.
And but the Orbital rework also got like some nice corridors as well from the tunnel leading up
Yep.
to the mountain.
Some
That's
extra
a really
padding.
cool place.
I think what I like a lot about Orbital is, I think just the skill of just seeing those, like first of all, of the huge, what is it? What do you call those things again? Rocket?
That rocket, yeah.
Rocket.
Oh,
Rockets, yeah.
These test stands or?
No, but like if you're in the middle and you see these two buildings, like the scale of the buildings themselves, it's just very big, and
Damn it.
the rocket, it looks cool.
Yeah.
If you're like a tiny infantry soldier just walking around there.
Yeah, it's really good at showing the skill. Oh, you
Okay,
can-
I'm all saved up. The heavy tank, which one do you want? With the staff? Okay,
I think
let's
someone
go.
called Steph.
Oh, do you have the night vision?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
get the thermals. Which one do you
Yeah.
want? Let's see. I have the HMG or the minigun.
Both are good, right?
Let's get the minigun. Just hoping somebody actually gets in there. Really want the kinetic grenade. I love this one. Yeah, let's go.
Boom, let's do it.
Hopefully I don't like immediately die. That might happen.
If there's an AT mine here and just blow up immediately, that would be frustrating.
That
If
would
you
have
hit
been
that
nice.
shot,
That's like
that would have
evil
been
It would have been
weapons.
fun. Huh? Would have been good times. Staff shell guy Thomas Hewitt would have had everything in life. You know what? Why not? Why not give it a shot? Why not give it a little shoot ski?
Again, the lighting effects are just
Yeah.
so awesome.
But look at the amount of aircraft over here. Look
Yeah.
at
Yeah. Oh, here, get the
Popping
condor.
off.
Those
Shoot
god rays.
The condor to your
Come
upper
on.
right. That's easy target.
Yeah, it is actually an easy target. It's just I have to be able to aim up.
Oi, oi,
Yes.
oi, there you go.
Another one. Get him.
No.
Oof, almost. I like how you saw the explosion on the
He's-
building. In the
Oh, you still got him? Did he
There's
crack?
just so much chaos
That's another
going on
one.
over there. It's crazy.
Yeah. I love how chaotic it is.
Yeah.
Like,
So like there is a vehicle nearby. Yeah,
it's
there's a
almost like
tank over there.
those old infantry meat grinder maps, but for vehicles.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like, it's like-
So, question for chat then, like how are all of you enjoying Control so far? Maybe, I don't know if you've played yet, but maybe you're watching now. How is it? Do you like it? Thoughts, comments? Yeah, I'd love to hear from you.
Oh, I think if you select the minigun, do you get the thermal sights?
If I sit in the minigun seat,
Oh,
yes.
okay, you have to be in the seat.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh,
Oh
no.
no!
Ah,
That was good. I did not see that tank coming. It was a very solid flank by him.
Nice.
115. Okay. Let's see if I can get a stealth chopper next. Hey, we're doing pretty good here, actually.
Yeah.
Although, admittedly, Rachel was better with the only RPG-7 tactic. No
Yeah.
fighting back.
Well, with plenty of vehicles, there's no shortage of targets.
Yeah.
Mm.
Indeed. How do you miss if everything's a target?
Exactly.
Fish in a barrel.
Nope, 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 nope.
Like, never has there been a greater need to get rid of other vehicles.
Fuck!
Oi. Nice.
I said it.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Okay, everybody,
That's the
like everybody heard. That was the first F-bomb on the stream
No.
today.
Okay, on today.
There we go.
Okay, I had a pass. We keep it.
We can pretend like it didn't happen
That
and
was
just
a
move
that
on.
was
but
a straight Falk jump scare
Yeah.
on me. I'm sorry.
I think it was more fun to call it out.
I don't think you
yeah.
really
Wait.
completed the word, or did you?
It was. So, the person.
Oh, do I get to finish?
Yeah.
Like, do I get to finish saying it out loud? The whole
Nah,
thing?
No,
nah,
okay.
we're good.
Damn.
We're good.
Sorry, Martin. Martin's my director. I have to listen to him.
Next time, just call out the class, go like Falk. There you go.
Right, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
Seeing some more questions in the chat of previous events will be coming back. So we've heard that feedback. It's something we're looking into. It's something we would love to do. No news for you today, but stay tuned.
Need dogs with futuristic tech. You know what?
Yeah.
I agree.
We do. I agree
as well.
We do.
Yeah.
So, and as well, folks, like I see some comments on that you like a previous layout more, for example, exposure. That's feedback the team can always take on board. So thank you for dropping that feedback in the chat. Balancing never stops. We're always reviewing what works well, what doesn't.
Yeah.
So changes can be made if we see that's the right thing to do. So yeah, appreciate your feedback. And now we go back to seeing Ronak live his best life.
Yeah.
Man.
Get a rocket.
Wait, did he shoot like through the little hole. In the
I think it was
container.
on the side.
Boom. Oh, he's
Second.
on.
No, 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 no. Terrifying, terrifying.
Terrifying.
Ooh.
Nice kill.
Nice.
Nice.
Keep that guy out.
How? Right, you can't shoot through doors, of course.
Yeah.
Guy.
When do you want to host a Portal server during the live dev corners? We haven't done that yet, but it's something I actually would love to do. So maybe in a future dev corner. So it's a good point. Yep.
Look at the madness on screen. Look
Yeah,
at this.
2 tanks,
Look
another
at
one
this. When was
comes
the last time you
flying
saw
down.
this? Come on.
Oh,
That's,
Oh, wow.
Oh, I'm so scared. I don't even know where to look.
I'm so startled.
Yeah.
10 off, 10 off.
Yeah, you got there.
oh well.
Can I just like get a little assist from here? No. What I really like is that even though it's just 1 point, it's large enough that it gets
Yep.
traded between the two teams. So like
Yeah.
the layout is so good for that one specifically.
Nice.
Enemies sink at 75%.
Indeed,
Do
indeed.
we feel this is a winner, Ronak? Or
It could be.
It's a nail biter.
Yeah.
Could.
Also, something that might be fun to do now with all the vehicles here is try out the Javelin. There's plenty of vehicles to go for.
yeah.
So remember, like lots of the playtests when we were doing
Come
Boulder.
on.
The what was it?
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint, yeah, Flashpoint, yeah. That's like ended up playing a lot with the Javelin and just like tank kill upon tank kill upon tank kill. It's like,
Oh, you got it.
yeah, that was fun.
Let's see if you can hold on to it. Oops.
Final point?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Yeah.
We've traded the objective back and forth quite a bit now.
Yep.
We see quite a bit of movement over here, which I think is so great.
Yeah.
Enemy disrupted.
Can I get one more knife this stream? I think? No, probably not worth trying.
It's. I mean, it's. Is it worth giving up the objective over?
I mean, the knife somebody inside the objective?
If they come, yeah, sure.
Oh, damn.
I did expect to see more vehicles here at this point. No. Oh, they're all.
Oh,
yeah,
but
they're all
yeah.
there.
they're being traded quite hard,
Yeah.
Try
actually.
There we go. The requested helicopter gameplay from earlier is happening now. Let's see what we
Oh
got.
no, it's gonna blow up so hard and so fast. Whoa! They're not on the point right now, so that's a win.
It's also with the stealth helicopter.
Oh no! Not so fast, not so fast, please don't kill.
Oh, that's
Oh yeah.
I saved up so much, guy. That was not cool.
He couldn't let us have the moment.
No,
Nah.
didn't want to give it to him.
Couldn't let us have the moment.
It is like super neck and neck. Now they're winning again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad.
Well, it's very balanced.
Whoa.
Oh,
Okay.
that one
Was that the guy that shot you down?
Warms my heart. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
so-
actually.
hit the pavement.
Revenge. Oy.
It's rough on the last objective.
Yeah.
I wonder now what like the right tactic is.
Javelin.
Yeah,
Can we do
worth
it?
a
Yeah,
shot.
that's a good
let's
point
use the
actually.
javelin.
So let's just go horse And jab. Bow, bow, bow.
Damn, this objective is going back and forth.
Oof.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Don't have a lot of the team on the point, which is a little sad, but
So since there are no tickets and the objective keeps going, like
Yeah.
what is like the winning factor? Is it just
Your team needs to reach 700 ascension
Yeah.
points.
which they will.
That's
Yeah.
600,
Yeah, they're close.
90.
There you go.
yeah? So
6,
it's
9, 2, 3,
Very, very close
4,
though.
5.
Yeah, they're gonna take it. I'm sorry, Tom, I couldn't do this for you.
it was a hell of a match though.
Yeah, it was really good. I think they played well, close to the end for
Definitely.
sure.
So sadly, only one victory. Rachel, well done. But no, good
I
matches.
think I won 2 of the matches.
2?
Yeah,
I think it
both
was.
were victories.
Okay, even better. Any final comments from all of you for our viewers today, or just something you want to share in general?
It's nice seeing it out in the wild. It
Yeah.
seems to play similar to the playtest we've had. So I look forward to jumping in there.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's like it plays so well. There's like so many different things to do. There's so much of like so many different tactics that you can apply. I tried to do a bunch of different stuff. I don't think I was that great, but I think Rachel showed us all the tactic to use, which is RPG against everything, the whole, which is
well
of course the way to go.
Rachel Carey, Rachel
Yeah.
MVP in the chat. Well done, Rachel.
And of
Thanks.
course, like once again, I think I want to shout out Afshin. Afshin,
Yeah.
if you're at home, good work.
Shout out to Afshin.
Yeah, I've seen.
Cool. Any final comments from you, Rachel? Or
Well, thanks for the compliments and that everyone showed up.
yeah,
It's good to see everyone looking at the gameplay, and yeah, it was also thanks for having me here.
yeah.
That's great.
Thanks to all of you for being here
Yeah.
today
Yeah,
with
of
me.
course.
Thank
It's
you.
always fun to do these Tough Corners. And to all of you watching, thanks for joining us today as well. So to recap, Control Limited Time Game Mode is live now in the Arkangel Directive Limited Time Seasonal Event. Mouthful of words there. Runs from July 11, so today, for 2 weeks until July 25. So go check it out. And that was it for today. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Stay classy, PTFO.
Stay classy, BTFO.
PTFO
Bye-bye.
and